Thanks for joining me again. This is Danny Cardwell. I wanted to start this with a passage from the book Orthodoxy by G.K. Chesterton, and it reads as follows. A man is two men, he on the right exactly resembling him on the left. Having noted that there was an arm on the right and one on the left, a leg on the right and one on the left, he might go further and still find on each side the same number of fingers, the same number of toes, twin eyes, twin ears, twin nostrils, and even twin lobes of the brain. At least he would take it as a law, and then, where he found a heart on one side, would deduce that there was another heart on the other. And just then, where he felt he was most right, he would be wrong. To me, this is a microcosm of life, for the believer and for the non-believer. We make claims about the world. We can gather evidence. We can deduce that evidence, and we can make a claim that we feel comfortable with. But there's so much unknown that in the end we have to rely on faith, and the faith that what I feel, what I believe, the way I'm trying to live my life is the best possible way to live this life. A lot of times, religious folks, we have a moral or an ethic foundation that's built on our scriptures and our holy books. And we see ourselves living the best of all possible lives. And we want that for other people. But what we don't consider is that there are people with no cognitive commitment to God talk who, inside of themselves, have found an ethical system. They've grounded their morality in a system that works best for them, and they're completely happy with that. That's a turning point for the believer and the non-believer, because sometimes we get so dug into what we feel and what we believe that any differentiation from our belief system, we take it as a personal attack. And that's just a fallacy. I mean, we need to get past that. I'm comfortable in my own skin believing what I believe. I'm so comfortable in my own skin believing what I believe that someone that believes something different doesn't bother me. And as Christians, and I speak from the Christian perspective, what bothers me is when we attack others that don't believe in us. We do that in the name of Jesus. When you say you're a Christian, you have tied yourself to something greater than you. So I hold my fellow believers to a higher standard than I would someone that maybe doesn't have a belief system, because in the end, if you do not have a belief system found in anything other than your own understanding of the world, then ultimately you're on the hook for you. But as a believer of a faith, your actions and your deeds have a way of standing in for the thing or the deity or God or Jesus or Allah or whoever it is you worship and pray to. What you do and what you say has a way of standing in for them. And so I think that's where some of the problems come in, some of the defensiveness. As a believer, I am tasked with loving thy neighbor as I love myself. I love my God with all my heart. And then once I do that, I set out to love thy neighbor as thyself. Well, what happens sometimes is that we choose to love our neighbors that love, believe, and look exactly like us. And that's a failing in the Christian religion by Christians, you know. That love thy neighbor as you love thyself, that didn't come with a set of qualifications. It didn't say, well, these people who look like you, who believe what you believe, who dress like you, who are in your social strata, those are the people you love. No, you're tasked with going out into the world and loving thy neighbor, not just your physical neighbor who lives next door to you, but the neighbor in the general sense of the other, the person who is other than you, your neighbor. And so, with that said, you know, going back to the Chesterton quote, you know, we have this certainty inside of us, but in the end we could be wrong. I mean, we could have analyzed all the evidence and we could be making a wrong decision, and that's something I just want us to be more conscious of. I mean, this Christian doctrine is about uniting and sharing the love and not dividing. And I don't speak from a position saying that this is what all of Christians do. No. But there is a faction in Christianity that, you know, if left unchecked, if left if you don't answer what they're doing with positive reinforcements, they have the ability to destroy this thing for all of us. And if we love Jesus and if we love these teachings, it's up to us to take a stand and say, no, this is a doctrine of love and unification. And so with that said, I'm going to go for now. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate your support. And go to thoughtwrestler.blogspot.com. Plenty of articles, and I'll be getting to more stuff sooner or later. Thanks for your support.